This is the home of the Bucs. Yeah, this the home of the Bucs. Home of the Bucs. For all them cannons. Watch how my city turn up. We gotta do something. There's levels to this. We got level with us. They Temple, we finally got it. I feel like we did it. And level we
crazy. You know that we honestly feel like, and I honestly feel like it's one of the best rooms I've ever been a part of. And you know, I feel like we just all did a great job together. You know, when Mike came down, just stepping up.
Is there something different about this, just the offense, that when you guys can have 4 turnovers and still put up as many yards and points as you guys have been able to do?
Just grit and resilience, really. Like, you know, the mistakes gonna happen. You know, you can't really, I mean, you can control them, you can control it as much as possible, but at the same time, it's gonna happen. You know, whether you like it or not, it just really depends on how you respond to it.
Rashad, we're here live on Buccaneers Radio. Describe the game-winning touchdown as it turns out in the corner of the end zone.
I kind of knew it was coming to me because I knew it was man-to-man. And, you know, James just put it in the perfect spot, you know, where only I could catch it. And, you know, thank God I made the catch.
He just threw for a career-high 456 yards, even with an injured hand at halftime. Why was he so effective? Why were you guys so effective throwing the ball?
I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I mean, we've been working hard at it in practice. You know, it's just always been a focal point of ours. And, you know, he just really came out here today and was on fire.
And one more. You've won 3 in a row as a veteran player. What has this team been able to find here over the last 3 weeks to put this together as a team?
Just overcome all type of adversity. You know, that's the biggest thing, you know, and just really believe in each other, you know, when everyone, like, we don't really listen to what everybody's saying outside the building, but just believe in each other and know that we got what it takes to win these games.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Why is this thing different? Why does this thing feel different?
Oh man, because you're taking it one game at a time. You're not looking ahead. We're taking one game at a time. You know, and focusing on the task at hand. You know, and that's just getting better week by week. You know, day by day. And we got a great leader and Coach Bruce Arians, and then you know, the players fall in place. We got great captains to keep everybody, you know, level-headed and understand what's the task at hand, what job. Everybody, you know, count on everybody to do their job when we go out there, and that's what we try to do.
We are live here on the Buccaneers Radio Network. Levante, congratulations. The fourth quarter, you guys came up with stops when you had to have them. Tell me more about that.
Just, you know, throughout the ball game, you know, we were just making stupid mistakes defensively. A lot of plays that was giving up was, you know, just bonehead stuff. Mistakes that, you know, like we talked about, it showed up in practice. We didn't have a good week of practice this week, and it showed in the game. And this is a lesson that we're going to learn from. And, you know, Vita kept coming to me all the time throughout the football game, said, we're going to win the game in the fourth quarter. We're going to win the game in the fourth quarter. And Lord behold, it happened.
Let's talk about the Devin White play. It looms large in this.
Yeah, no, it was just we was playing dumb. That's all we came in here and talked about, you know, and, you know, the whole thing was just play one play at a time. When we went back out, you know, play a smarter second half than we did in the first half. And I think we did that, you know, even on the defensive side of the ball. Like, at the end of the half, we was in cover 2 and we give up a deep ball. Like, it ain't nothing Coach Boyle can put us in that's better than that. So it's just playing dumb football and, you know, just being too relaxed. And I think we didn't respect them as a whole. You know, I think we just felt like we was going to come out here and dominate, which we should. You know, we're supposed to have that approach week in and week out. But at the end of the day, we got to respect our opponent, but we got to go make them respect us as well by dominating.
You guys have a lot of young players, a lot of rookies on defense. Bruce just told us he doesn't consider you guys rookies anymore, though, at this point. Is that kind of how you guys approach it?
Yeah, I mean, sure. I always tell them I'm the rookie, but I'm still the vet. Because, like, you know, at the end of the day, like, when they call the huddles up, they be looking for me to say something all the time. You know, I always, you know, I was one of the ones in the locker room that I was the first one to say something to the defense when we came in. And it wasn't even like no harsh stuff. It's just like, man, we got to be on our P's and Q's. At the end of the day, we trying to win a football game. And just, you know, just keep putting it in their mind, And the one thing I told them, we was lacking confidence. Not confidence, but we were lacking energy out there. We weren't having fun. You got to have fun when you're playing this game because everybody can ride each other's wave, and that's how you get wins.
There you have it. Got all 3 players. Rashad Perriman, Devin White, and you got Levante David. Want to get all those out of the way at once so we can get to this, get to you guys. Make sure to call in. Try not to be too long so I can get more people on. I want to hear from people. People taking their time watching while you're at work or at home or we're doing whatever you do. I appreciate it if you want to call in for 5 minutes and get your piece in and get off, and then we'll talk about it. You can always rewatch it and then hear my comments and stuff or whatever you got going on in your life. Because I just appreciate any time that you guys are taking to check us out here at Bucs Report. And if you're just tuning in, I'm Blake Anthony. I'm live every Monday and Friday, usually around 1 and 3 o'clock, depending on what the schedule's like. I try to get much content in as I can. I appreciate Buccaneers.com for providing all those videos and stuff so we can talk about it later. Fair use. Talk about it later, so talk about what you guys, so we stay on topic. This is on Bucs Report every Monday and Friday. Next, I believe this week I'll be on Thursday instead of Friday. I got stuff going on Friday, so Thursday I'll be on. So I want to make sure you guys know that. So don't expect me on Friday doing the pregame to the Lions. It'll be Thursday instead. Phone lines are up, 727-475-1882. Feel free to call in. Oh, there we go. Hold on. BucNblake Sports. Caller, you're live.
What's going on, Blake? This is Frankie. How's it going, man?
Frankie, as always, right on time.
And I got two things I want to say.
Go ahead.
My biggest thing, and I'm going to call this my Madden nerd rage moment.
Uh-oh.
Where I wanted to literally throw my controller across the room and probably break it and have to run out to Walmart and get a new controller, was the roughing the passer on Vita Vea. I thought that was complete and utter bullshit.
Yeah.
I thought that was the worst call in the world.
And at that moment, I think what made it worse is that the fact that, number one, I believe it was Jordan Whitehead, I believe it was. You let the receiver behind you when it's under 30 seconds left in the half to begin with. Then he catches it, and then you get the roughing the passer on top of it. So I think that magnified what you're saying too. And it was kind of BS because he kind of grazed his helmet, which I've seen Jameis Winston get pounded in the head several times, and there's never no call. But I totally understand where you're coming from on that one, Frankie.
What it looked like for me in the game is it looked like, he was pushing the lineman back, and what it looked like for me, it looked like he grazed the shoulder pad.
Right.
And from pushing the lineman back, it looked like the lineman bumped into Jacoby Brissett, and from the lineman backing into Brissett, it looked like he fell over.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it looked like for me. I mean, if I saw it differently than how it happened, I mean, I'm seeing it on TV. I'm not seeing it from the angle as a ref. But that's how it looked like to me. So it looked like a total BS call.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
And even the commentators were like, well, that was a pretty questionable call. But oh my God, that was a highlight play. And my buddy, him and I, like, he was watching Red Zone, and we were talking about the game on the phone, and he was watching Red Zone, keeping me up to date on everything, and I was watching the Bucs game while he was watching Red Zone. I was like, oh my God, that play was amazing, and I was screaming to high heaven at how awesome it was. He goes, was it a touchdown? I'm like, no. But that play was just awesome. It should be in a highlight reel. And I'm talking about the Rojo 6-yard run where he should have been tackled, but it was like a leap. And then I'm going to jump even further off your shoulder pads where it looked like a Barry Sanders run.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, it almost – and I was saying that to the guy sitting next to you. I was like, a lot of those plays when they hurdle him and it looks like he's going to go to the ground, sometimes those linebackers that come in and try to get a hit with a guy in the air do more harm than good because you can knock him back balance on his feet, and he could have took off running. He almost did, but it was a crazy play. And we were talking about that also too. Rojo tried to hurdle a player, which is understandable. Rojo's more of a scat back. Barber was trying to hurdle somebody earlier, a cornerback, and I was like, why aren't you trying to run him over? You're over 230. What are you trying to hurdle people for? But yeah, I don't know that. I know exactly what play you're talking about, Frankie. I was like, wow, go ahead, Rojo.
But yeah, that was I can't believe that just happened. And you know, one more thing I want to say, then I'm gonna let you get in more callers here. The the word I'm thinking of is on the tip of my tongue, and I can't think of it. So if someone chimes in and says it, or if you got the word for it.
What?
The way Mike Evans finished the play, he after he caught the ball, you seen him grab his hammy.
Yep.
And he still finished off the play.
What, you talking about resiliency?
You could. What's that?
Well, you said you're looking for a word. Well, I would say resilient, man.
Yeah, it was like the resilience and the persistence. I'm in pain, but I'm gonna keep going. And he was hobbling.
Oh, it was bad.
Running off that touchdown.
Yeah, it was bad.
He was hurting.
You could see his face through the face mask. He was in pain.
Oh yeah, he was in pain, but I was talking to my buddy on the phone when he was doing the red zone. It was I'm like, dude, that was a Triple H moment. Because like I said, we're wrestling fans. And when Triple H blew out his quad during a match, he kept going, even though he blew out his quad. And it reminded me of that. Now, if there's, I know that there's a lot of people that don't like wrestling. That's fine, but that's something that I'm really into. But that's what it reminded me of, like the resilience that Mike Evans has. Like, I'm hurting, but I'm going to finish this.
Yep.
And I was like, wow, this guy right here, and the people who have said before, well, we should just trade Evans and try and get more draft picks. I've heard people say that.
I don't even pay attention.
Are you crazy?
I don't even pay attention.
This is our franchise right here. Like, no.
Nope.
No. But yeah, those 3 points right there says that we are going in the right direction. I really believe now we could finish 9-7. I don't want to sneak in the playoffs. I just want to finish strong.
Well, we've been eliminated.
Everybody, that we are going to be the team to turn ahead next year.
Absolutely, Frankie. And as always, I appreciate your call, giving your thoughts and opinions, as always, every Monday and Friday here on BucNblake Sports.
All right, man. You keep it real, man.
Always.
All right, man. Take care.
You too. Frankie, as always, giving it 110%, 365. Call in if you want, 727-475-1882. Here we go. BucNblake Sports, caller, you're live.
It's Vernon.
Vernon, Swango, right?
Yes, sir.
What's going on? What's going on, Vernon? How you doing?
I'm good. Man, I just wanted to say, is it just me or was Jameis dropping dimes yesterday?
You saw what I was saying earlier when I was bringing up the stats. I was like, geez, 33 for 45 is a pretty good day. It almost barely threw any incompletions, give or take the 3 interceptions. One was a tip and 2 were just great play by Darius Leonard. But, yeah, he was dropping dimes.
I mean, the pyramid touchdown, the Mike Evans touchdown, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, damn, why can't he do this every day?
In all game from the start to finish. But I guess that's just Jameis Winston, the most interesting player.
Well, I told Peter yesterday that I think the thing is if we get the ball first, I think Jameis should just reach back and punt the ball and give the ball away, you know what I'm saying, and get the turnover out of the way, and then let's just roll with it, because it seems like after a turnover, he has a hell of a game.
And it's been just like that since he was in college, too. He would throw those early picks, and it's like, okay, he's warmed up now. And then he gets going. I said to the guy in the stands, I was like, almost in the first couple series or first series or two, you want to run the ball or force or do really short passes to almost get his mojo going, and then start trying to get those elongated routes and stuff like that. I agree. It's like you got to find ways to get him going earlier besides just try to jump into it, throwing medium to deep passes. So they got to Aaron's, I'm sure, and Leftwich are going to figure out some type of way to try to alleviate that.
believe that, we need to start running the ball more.
Hmm.
I mean, 22 carries between 3 backs, you know what I mean? That we need at least one of them backs to have at least 20 carries a game.
Be nice.
Yeah. I mean, even if they only average 1.5 yards, 2 yards a carry, at least we're trying. That way, it takes the ball out of Jameis's hands to be throwing turnovers or whatever. You know what I mean?
Right, and it helps him out. It'll help the interception rate number 2. So now you're taking, what I say, 33 for 45. So you're taking the 45 attempts away, and now you've dropped them. 11 carries apiece was the number, right? So you take the 45 away, and you drop Jameis's passes down to 30, 35. So now those carries are up to 20 carries a game, give or take, if you're getting the yardage running, and having success running the ball is killing us too. I think the Jacksonville's says everything about our running game. If we were up 25-0 and we couldn't run the ball, we're up 25-0. Jameis shouldn't have to throw another pass. In my opinion, the offense did what they were supposed to do. We got them in the shutout. We should just be able to run the ball, eat clock, and then move on. But we got to learn to run the ball better, and I think that's going to happen when we get better offensive linemen in here. Where Damar Dotson kills us on drives with his holding penalties. He took away, I think it was a Barber run or a Rojo run on the right-hand side. They got killed by a stupid holding penalty, and that's just stuff kills the running game as well.
Exactly. Let me ask you another question. What do you think about Jonathan? I think his name's Taylor from Wisconsin.
Oh, the big back. I always love big backs. I like Taylor. He reminds me, when I watch him run, he reminds me a lot of that's the name I think of what he runs. Michael Pittman. The way his big arms are, the way he runs, his arms aren't exactly as big as Pittman's, but he reminds me of that when he runs. My personal favorite back out this draft is A.J. Dillon out of Boston College. I love big backs like that can make guys miss and go forward on every tackle, much like Ezekiel Elliott. You hardly ever see him fall backwards for yards. But Taylor is a great back. I think he's about 5'10", but about 215 pounds. Really well put together, good feet. So I like him. But I think we need to fix the gaping holes in this team. It's like this offensive line and keep building our defensive line. So we have a lot of one-year deals that we're going to have to either fix or keep. I would love to see all the guys that are producing stay here and just keep building on it. But, yeah, I mean, if he falls, I'm all for it, to answer your question. I know it's a long answer.
Oh, you're good. My other thing is I know Vita Vea is coming along, but do we actually believe that Vita Vea is that strong without Sue sitting next to him?
Only time will tell. That's really hard to say. We don't know if Vea is the one actually doing all the work, and because sometimes Sue doesn't show up on the stat sheet. Now, we all want to believe that Sue's causing double teams and stuff like that. I honestly can't see him every play. I mean, I could watch tape, but actually, you bring it up, I'm going to actually look at it, and then we can talk about it on Thursday. We'll talk about that. I'm going to look at a lot of tapes and see what kind of pressures and attention they're getting from Sue's opposing offensive line, but we won't. I guess we won't know. We want to find out. We need more interior linemen, period. Anyway, because behind Vita Vea and Sue, there's really no quality depth there behind them. So we're gonna have to keep building at that position anyway. But I don't know. Maybe we can keep Sue at the end of the year. I don't know.
That's the reason I bring it up, because everybody's like, okay, with JPP, if we could re-sign JPP and Barrett, then we could let Sue go. I don't think that's the thing. I think we have to figure out how to keep all three of them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because if they work as a unit, not as one individual.
Right.
So.
Nope, you're absolutely right.
I brought that up.
No, yep, you're right. It's a collective unit. It's not just one guy's just doing all the work and then that's it. That's not really how it works on defense. Everybody has to do their job. If your job is to loop, if your job is to create a gap for somebody, that's what you do, whatever the defensive play is called. And Pierre Paul's on the end, and I think somebody brought up earlier, I'm not sure if it was you or not, that JPP got some offsides penalties. He's just trying to make a play, trying to impact the game any way he can. And the attitude on this defense has changed immensely, man. You could definitely tell guys ain't out here playing just to get a check. They're actually playing out here for each other and trying to win.
Exactly. Well, I mean, that's just like after the 3 turnovers by Winston yesterday. I kept telling everybody, I was like, we're still going to win this. Just give it time.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this team has fight. You know what I mean? And I guess it's like Jameis. You know what I'm saying? Even though after he throws 3 interceptions, most quarterbacks would be down on themselves and be like, okay, damn, we're going to lose this. Not this team. The whole team is just there. I mean, that's just like yesterday. Where OJ been all year, or Pyramid, or Watson. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, Evans goes down and everybody steps their game up.
Absolutely. It was like, I think it was a little rocky at first. Everybody was just, because they're coming off the bench trying to get their feet wet and getting the blood pumping. But I think Perriman was honed in after Winston scrambled and he made that one-handed catch and then juked and made the defender miss. I'm like, holy moly. I said, Perriman is showing up today. And then Watson does what Watson does. I was saying to the guy in the stands, I said, he's a great possession receiver. He'll make those catches. Now, once he starts winning 50-50 balls and all that, when he gets more playing time down the future. But it's good to see that these draft picks are panning out, and Perriman with the free agency missing all season long came out and have a big game, and then come out with the back shoulder throw in the end zone, as you said earlier, dropping a dime for a touchdown.
Wow, I can't wait for Detroit. I'm going to Detroit. So
Oh.
I done started me a GoFundMe page in case if they lose, then I'm gonna end up in jail.
the bailout money.
But all right, I'll let you go. Great show as always, sir.
No, I appreciate you guys coming here. You guys make the show. I'm just the one in front of the camera.
It works. You do a great job. Thanks.
No problem.
I'm good.
What's going on? Love to hear from fans as always. I'm not gonna ignore you here. I'm gonna try to get you guys on. You saw I posted Rasul. Me and Rasul. Never met the guy before. Great man. He's there with his wife. It's great hearing from fans, guys taking time out of your schedule, your lives, to talk to me, to talk about the Bucs or whatever you want to talk about. It's great. And so if you're just tuning in, I'm Blake Anthony. Monday edition post-game to the Colts. Bucs beating the Colts 38-35. Blake Anthony. It's my Monday edition on BucNblake Sports, live on BucsReport.com. I'm wore out. Long day yesterday. 3-0. Well, 3-game win streak, I should say. Phone lines up, 727-475-1882. To check out the chat line here, as I've been talking to the callers. Will Golston. Yes, Deshaun Golston will save money. I think I wrote the Ghost of Training Camp, broke down how much he's getting paid, which is a lot. He's made a couple sacks this year. I mean, he's really great in the run support, but not much in pass rushing department. But you can definitely, if he decides to stay, take a pay cut. You talking about Sue Deshaun, $9 to $14 million? I'm not sure. Are you talking about Barrett? Deshaun Sue showed up this game but other games not so much. Yeah, that's what I thought too. I didn't want to beat him up too bad because I really hasn't been paying too much to him because he really doesn't have a whole lot of stats sometimes. One part that made me angry was on a Jacoby Brissett. I think it was a 3rd down in the red zone, and Sue had the opportunity to sack Brissett, and he kind of gave a half-a effort in chasing down Brissett because that was him on the outside that could have got him but didn't, and Brissett was able to scramble for the 1st down. So I don't know if Sue's hurt or he's not really mobile too much and he's just able just to hold his ground in there. But he doesn't really offer too much in the pass rush department lately this year. We all know he's a better run defender than he is pass rusher. But who knows? I'm going to pay more attention to that. Vernon gave me a challenge. So not that he challenged me. I'm just going to take it as a challenge for myself just to look at stuff and get better evaluation of what's really going on. Because I feel like us as media have an obligation to educate you guys and stuff sometimes because you guys don't have the time to look at some stuff like that. Or you do, you just don't. Either one, I mean, it's whatever. But you have an obligation to try to, let you guys know what's going on so you can say, hey, maybe we do need to keep him or maybe we don't need to keep him. Or if he comes at a cheaper price and not selling objective. I know a lot of people, are for or against Winston. The one reason that you always see me advocate for keeping Winston, and I'm just going to go on record saying it, that's nothing bad, is that we've changed pieces here for too long. We never keep any type of continuity here, whether it's coaches or quarterbacks or things, and it's just constantly changing. And we always try to figure out new ways to build on something, but then when we have one thing, it all changes, so now we're starting back over and trying to build on that new thing, and the cycle keeps going and going. So we can't build continuity with the team. You can't build type of farming system as far as developing players and things like that. And that's what I mean by that. Oh, got another call coming in. BucNblake Sports, caller, you're live.
Hey, what's up? It's Deshaun Tisdale. How you doing, guys?
Deshaun, what's going on?
Nothing much, man. I like the win yesterday. I really like the win. I think that I'm pretty sure right now we're going to keep Jameis, man. I'm just being honest with you. I think we're going to keep him just because BA's already said that he's not looking to rebuild, and I can't imagine you taking a rookie if you're not looking to rebuild. And who else is out there? Cam Newton,
yep.
Maybe Phillip Rivers. I don't think that those are particularly, moves because you don't know what Cam's going to be like. But my concern right now, I just wanted to get your opinion, then I'll listen back. Is we did all these prove-it deals, like I said in the chat, and as we did all these one-year prove-it deals and some guys that really proved themselves, I think you really have to, go over how we're going to pay. We're going to keep Jameis, even if he franchised him. What is that? Anywhere from 24 to 27 million. We got 90 million to work with, but how much hometown discount is JPP going to give us? And he's probably last contract, maybe one more possible, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you got Will Golston that's been getting paid for us for no reason. Almost. I mean, maybe we could get better. I'm hoping with BA staff. This is what I'm really hoping, Blake.
Go ahead.
BA staff that we could get out here and actually have better scouting. We fail so much on draft picks that's why we're losing. We got a really young team, but we're drafting so horribly. I mean, when we look at Ryan Smith as our only player from
2015?
Jeremy Nichols.
Oh my gosh.
Nichols, why would we pick him up for? I mean, and I thought that we picked up a running back in our same cut. I've always loved Tampa to have a big back, and I want a true big back. I want a LeGarrette Blount. I don't want Peyton Barber. I want bigger than Peyton Barber.
That's why I said AJ Dillon.
Bruiser. I'm looking to the draft. When you guys say it, I immediately jump to those guys. I saw a 214. No, not big enough for me. The Jonathan kid that he mentioned, not big enough for me. I want a true, give me the 1 yard guarantee back. I would have took Bo Scarborough. I know he's not great.
I love Bo Scarborough.
When we get those 4th and 1s, I want a guy big enough to fall forward for a yard. And then that makes Jameis has always had a run game. When he doesn't have a run game, and all quarterbacks have tendencies. He's never had a run game. He can do it. Yes, back to the 1 year deal for me. It's like if we can move Donovan Smith to right tackle. We need to adjust his pay, but maybe they're not willing to do that. And, he got paid because he's on a team that's not doing well. That's just our fault, whatever. So we move him to right tackle. We go high, draft a left tackle. I think we got to adjust Jensen. I was listening to Johnny Dean on
Peter's show?
Peter Blake's show.
Yeah.
And, on Peter's show, and he was like, hey, we can't, the center court. I get that, but guess what? You know what? If we can't bring in a more veteran center that's getting paid less, because we can work this $90 million and still keep all the growth that we've had.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the bottom line, our offensive line has to get better. There's no question about it. We're going to live and die by that offensive line. Look, only one other quarterback has been sacked more than Jameis. You know about quarterbacks. You've played, Huntley played, I've played college, played semi-pro, and listen, when your quarterback. And I'm coaching kids now. And when your quarterback gets hit enough times, that ball's coming out hot. Mm-hmm. And when I mean he's going to make a read and it's going to just fly, because he does his clock, he can't gauge the clock. He doesn't know if he's going to have 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. And, for me to watch Jameis go through progressions and then do check down, I was like, okay, great. But there's times and times he's making those foolish mistakes. but we can come back from those mistakes. And guess what? Our defense still gave up. I'm happy for the win. I'm not going to complain about this win. Our defense still gave up several points. And back to what I said on the last show, on your last show, is, hey, if we get a veteran safety back there, Blake, this defense is going to look just as good as it is. Jamel Dean on the outside, I think he was still hurt. He did not look as fluent as you watch his motion running.
Right.
And some of his coverage, the way he turned around and played balls, he didn't look as fluent. Carlton Davis is definitely getting better. I think he's our number one cover corner.
Yeah, he balled out.
He's just our number one over corner all over. And his tackling's gotten much better.
Yep.
And I think Sean Murphy-Bunting is going to move into the slot. And we got a lot of bodies there at safety. I just don't want to. I looked at the salary. I can't see us paying Andrew Adams what we're paying him. I know he's a veteran, but we're paying him way too much. I mean, he's played well for us, but there's got to be better safeties out there. I don't know why we're not touching Eric Berry, but I'm assuming inside the league they know something about him that we don't know. That's just not out there, and why nobody's touched him yet. But I mean, I'm gonna get off and I'll listen to your reply. You tell me what you think.
Yep, you gave me so much. I'm gonna get to all of it. Thanks, Sean, as always.
No problem.
Yep.
Hey, go Bucs.
Go Bucs. Sean Tidsdale, everybody, as always, here all the time talking. Finally got on. I'm sure he's at work, so he wanted to get his piece in and get out here. That's it. That's how you gotta do him. We'll just talk about it. Yes, I love big backs. I love big backs, and I cannot lie. It's look at Derrick Henry. When he gets full speed, you're trying to arm tackle him. You're trying to grab him. You can break through those runs. Nobody wants to get in front of that. They think about their career and they'll be able to play the next play. Barber is a bigger back, but nobody's afraid of him. And he's not trying to run over corners. That's why I was so mad. He's trying to hurl a corner instead of punishing that dude. You could have ran him over and hurt him, and then he would have been out the next play, and he possibly score a passing touchdown. Who knows? Things like that, domino effects happen. So I agree. That's why I said A.J. Dillon out of Boston College. You don't know? Watch him. Young kid, got a lot of tread on the tires. Big back, monstrous kind of back. And he's 240 area. So, yeah. What else did he say? So much. Drafting players. Yeah. You got to get better. Get guys that fit your system. Don't get guys because the draft experts tell you to pick them. Pick guys that you know they fit your system. Get guys that you know that's going to work in your playbook, and you got plays schemed up for them. And I said before, we need more speed on this team. Need more speed. Don't just get speed just it's there. Get speed that you can use. And I like versatile players that could play both ways, players that could play multiple positions. That's why Derwin James has been such a valuable asset in the first year he played with San Diego, because he's versatile. You can play him inside, you can play him up top. You need people like that. So when you get different matchups with those stuff like with teams, you can use those guys in those. So you're like, okay, we got a Swiss Army knife here. We can use this guy here. We can use this guy here. We can play different matchup. And Edwards, the rookie, has played awesome, great all season. I think it falls by the wayside a lot because, with the secondary being bad as it is, and it's really been the corner position. It was Andrew Adams and Whitehead yesterday getting beat repeatedly, but he's played really well. So I'm looking. That was a great pick so far, and he's been the starter all season. Don't know where Justin Evans' futures holds now with his surgery, and haven't heard nothing from him. But I agree. I think I agreed with Deshaun earlier with the free safety. If we could have got a guy like Earl Thomas that went to Baltimore, but it's going to cost you money. But if a veteran comes available, I think you need to get something like that instead of relying on veteran safeties like Chris Conte that you didn't hear his name again after getting stiff-armed in the Steelers primetime game. So, yeah, and the veteran safety can line you up. And I believe Deshaun Eric Berry's still hurt. I think there's some type of injury or something going on. I think that's why that is what it is. I don't have 100% confirmation, but I would have to guess that's what it is. Or he's dealing with some type of issue off field that he's keeping private. That's his business. He's an adult. He's a human being, and they go through that. Eric Berry's been through enough in his life with the whole cancer thing. So if he doesn't play again, that's fine. That's his choice. But yeah, I agree. But nobody wants to give away good veterans. So we'll see. Try to get everything that he talked about. Offensive line, they talking about we overpaid Donovan Smith, yes, because we're on a bad team and we really didn't have a choice. And good teams or good players, good teams don't let good offensive linemen just walk. Possibly we could get Tyler Lewan this offseason from the Titans. We'll see how that looks and plug him in at the right tackle or move Donovan Smith. Not sure if Donovan Smith's going to want to move. We'll see, but his issue's always been his feet. But he has played pretty good thus far against edge rushers. Hasn't given up too much lately. The only issue I would like to see is better run blocking. It's just when you run block, it's not your job just to get in front of people. You got to move people and create running lanes, not let the defender, like everybody said Gerald McCoy used to do, bring so much momentum. You don't even really have to block him. You just have to kind of shield him, even though you're getting beat. You're just in the back's making a good read and goes right by him. And I think somebody said in the chat group earlier, it's possible Gerald McCoy could come back next year too at a reduced price. We would need him, especially with people leaving the team, and get him at a reduced price and plug him into this new system. I think he would play well in this system under Bowles and at a reduced price, of course. You possibly throw him some incentives if he gets sacks or tackles or whatever it is. But any type of depth on this defense and offensive line pays dividends in the long run. I'll keep saying this till the cows come home. You'll win more games when you own the line of scrimmage. Don't believe me? Just ask John Lynch. That's all he spent his picks on. And here they are, possibly in the conversations of going to the Super Bowl, possibly winning. Again, if you're just tuning in, it's BucNblake Sports Live on BucsReport.com every Monday and Friday. But this week it'll be Thursday, Monday doing the post game, Thursday doing the pregame to the Lions game. We're live on Bucs Report. Now I'm Blake Anthony, and this is my show. If anybody else wants to get in, 727-475-1882. If not, we'll get out of here. I'll read in the comments section, give somebody a chance to call if they want to. If you want to just throw in your piece, that's fine. And then get off, and then you can listen to the later show. That's fine if you want to do that. Misador, what's going on? Kareem, you want to get on? Call in, 727-475-1882. They said Golston is good depth at a reduced price. Absolutely. Kareem. Misador, Dede, what's up? Oh, Dede, what's going on? Victory Monday. Always good, even with me. The Armada invade Detroit. Yeah, you guys going to come up there and invade. That's going to be awesome. I'm working that weekend, but I'll make sure to watch the game. I'll try to get down there with Peter Blake and the gang at Ferg's and do the live show down there with Peter. So you'll get me 3 days a week that week. We don't have much else. I can move on. You guys got your day to deal with. I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. Again, I appreciate you guys coming on my shows, Peter's shows, and all the other great shows here, and all the Buckaholics from all over. You guys are awesome. Keep rocking out. Message me when you guys got takeovers and stuff in the future. I want to go to Nevada. I know there's a Buckaholics group in Nevada for the Las Vegas game. I'm plugging that game to go in. Never been. So if you Nevada folks are there, reach out to me. I'm trying to get out there, so you let me know what hotels to stay at or where to go, as I'm definitely going to that one. And maybe some other ones. I'm trying to see all 32 stadiums. Got a bunch knocked off. Yeah. And we'll end this as we always do. You're the master of everything. What you do with your life, what you do with it is entirely up to you. Thank you guys. God bless. I appreciate you guys checking me out as always. And we'll end this as always. Go Bucks. And fire those cannons. Oh, Deshaun, Tampa Bay. You got it. See you guys.